We're joined by former Senator Claire McCaskill, Democrat from Missouri, and Congressman Raja Krishnamoorthi, Democrat of Illinois, and a member of the Oversight and Intelligence Committee. I want to start with the Congressman. What do you make? There's a little intimation there from the chairman, from Mr. Cummings, that maybe this is a taunting thing that's going on right now. Maybe we're getting a bring it on, go ahead, start impeachments, we'll kill you in the next election. Do you think that might be it, or are they just being defiant and arrogant? Well, how would you describe their motive?
It could be a little bit of all of the above. I think that the thing from our standpoint is, are we going to just do nothing, or are we going to do something? I think we have to vindicate our subpoena rights, and we have to enforce them and hold these folks in contempt. I think that he alluded to one type of contempt, inherent contempt, which is something that the House and the Congress can do without requiring Department of Justice cooperation. I think that's something that people are leaning toward right now.
Can you hold someone in contempt and bring them before the law without the help of the Justice Department?
Well, it's been done in the past. Actually, we have a holding cell in the U.S. Capitol. I'm not saying we necessarily use that. However, we can exact fines individuals in their personal capacity and make sure that people personally feel the sting of basically not complying with a subpoena.
This is a reductio ad absurdum, Senator. I don't usually have these conversations because I assumed, having lived through Watergate and everything else Iran-Contra, that people played by the rules, that if there's a subpoena, it's honored. It's not ignored. And if there's a contempt of Congress is something to be feared. And yet I feel that Mnuchin, he says, I'll think about it in May 6th, maybe. Someone else, a cabinet member, will say, oh, that's kind of premature. They just basically admonish the Congress to leave him alone.
You know, it's interesting to me that my Republican colleagues always like to wave the Constitution and talk about the Constitution. And in that Constitution, Chris, our founding fathers did some smart things. And one of them was the co-equal branches of government and the checks and balances. All the kids in America learn about the checks and balances between the branches of government. This executive branch has not read history. They're not paying attention because it's really important that Congress can do this. And, you know, the notion that Barr won't be questioned by a staff member, have they forgotten that the Republicans brought in a staffer to question Dr. Ford in the Kavanaugh hearings?
Right.
And nobody complained about that. So if Dr. Ford, who is not the Attorney General of the United States, can sit in front of a Judiciary Committee and take questions from a staff member, then surely Barr can do it in front of the House Judiciary Committee.
Well, I saw the same vulnerability in the Senate side as the more numerous House side, where they have the 5-minute rule. The senators were held to a very short period of questioning. And the most common thing I heard from most of them, except for maybe Kamala Harris, was, my time is up. That's all they ever seem to be saying. What's wrong with letting one person grill the witness for maybe a half hour and get, and not whether it's a staff or a member? Yeah,
you can get some continuity. And importantly, I think that is, and because really what Barr ought to want, what the Attorney General ought to want, is for the public to get the information that the public needs to have about whether or not he is trampling on the rule of law for politics.
Let's go over the other thing he's holding up. Apparently, Attorney General Barr is saying, I'm not going to give you the unredacted document. You're not going to get the Mueller report. How can he just say that? You think he'd say, all right, executive session, I'll give it to the chairs and ranking members or some. No compromise here. Congressman?
Well,
I think that the question that I ask in my own mind is, what are they hiding? What's there to hide here? Why aren't they coming forward with this information? We know that of the 1,000 redactions, almost 80% of them are in Volume 1, which goes to criminal conspiracy and contacts with Russians. We also know that of the 14 cases that were referred to other jurisdictions, 11 were completely blacked out in the appendices of the report. There's more wrongdoing that's being investigated as we speak in other jurisdictions. And I'm thinking that perhaps they don't want us to know what that wrongdoing is, who the targets are, and what the subject matter is.
Let me get back to the Senator. Last question. Senator, thank you for coming on tonight. How did you like the Senate's performance today? Do you have a sense that these Senate hearings or House hearings are a good way to get the information or not?
Well, I think there were some moments that were really illuminating. I mean, it is very interesting that Barr said, I accepted the evidence in the report, didn't examine it, just accepted it as true, and then turned around and tried to ignore all of the damning evidence in the report about what Trump has done and how he has abused the office, how he has told people to lie, how he tried to shut down the investigation. So really, everything is up is down and everything is down is up. But it was hard to follow. And I do think that senators have a tendency Kamala's a courtroom prosecutor. And when you're a courtroom prosecutor, you learn how to do cross-examinations. Keep it short. Don't give the witness much room to wiggle around because this guy can wiggle.
I thought it was quite a battle there between both of them. I think she won. Anyway, thank you, U.S. Congressman Raja Krishnamoorthi.